Hello Hearthstone fans and welcome to the Skype One Nation of Gamers Hearthstone Academy Daily Recap for December 7th. I'm Master Gation joined by Racy and we're here on behalf of GamerSensei and we'll be bringing you a daily summary of questions and discussion topics from the Hearthstone Academy Skype group. If you're looking for other passionate players to chat with about Hearthstone, you can join the group by simply adding Gaming with Skype on your Skype account. You'll also be entered in to win a coaching lesson from either Strifecrow or Frozen, taking place on December 13th and 15th, as well as other giveaways. You can check out skype.onog.gg for more details. Our first topic today is teching Jade Druid versus Aggro. Now, Jade Druid's a very one of the more popular decks at the moment, and people are kind of wondering, how to tech it to beat Pirate Warrior and Aggro Shaman and other aggro decks. So what's your take on this, Racy?
Well, I've seen people like Justine get rank 1 with J Druid, and their decks didn't seem to be super teched against the aggro decks, but since then, even though that was only a couple days ago, it seems like aggro Shaman is just completely spiked in popularity recently. So in order to combat that, you're going to need to add more taunts into your deck. I've even seen people go as far as to play cards like Doomsayer in their Druid deck, just to try to stop the bleeding early and just basically time walk your opponent, which means they just skip their whole turn if you play Doomsayer on turn 2, and it probably kills a Tunnel Trog or something like that. But I think the real answer is going to be to play more taunts, like Druid of the Claw, maybe double Ancient of War. Yeah, that's really what you're going to have to do if you keep playing against a lot of pirate decks in this meta.
Yeah, so, kind of what I've seen is, people are experimenting with Arcane Giants at first, but again, Arcane Giants come really late. I mean, they're basically a very cheap 8/8 later in the game, but they don't come with Taunt, and I've seen people just take them out for wars. I've also seen people take out the Raven Idols as well, because against aggressive decks, you actually can't afford to really Raven Idol on one. You want to be playing Living Roots or something like that. So, and also, as you said, the Doomsayer tech kind of also coming in as well, because if you play a Doomsayer on 2, then the great thing about Doomsayer is that not only can it potentially just trade for whatever they have on board, but it also denies them the tempo from their next turn. So that's definitely an argument for including Doomsayer. Although, I don't know. I don't know if Doomsayer is necessarily the perfect tech. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you think about Doomsayer?
If you're really only playing against Aggro Shaman and Pirate Warrior, I think Doomsayer is the perfect tech card. But I found at the higher ranks, there's a lot more Reno Lock lately. And obviously Doomsayer is really not that great against Reno Lock. And Jade Druid, it does fairly okay against Reno, but if you're starting to cut cards like Gadgetsin, and which is pretty much one of your main win conditions against Reno, I would say, would you just go off with the Gadgetsin and cycle a bunch of Jade Idols into your deck, and then you start drawing them, stuff like that. If you start cutting those cards, you're going to lose to Reno, so it's a fine balance, and you kind of have to figure it out for yourself, what is more popular in the metagame that you're facing at the rank that you are at. If it's all Pirates, you should just play the Doomsayer techs, and you should play all the taunts, but if it's more a 50-50 mix of like Reno, Druid, Pirates, you kind of want to keep the greedier cards and just hope that you draw your taunt minions that you play. Like, you still would probably play like 1 or 2 Ancient of Wars plus the double 6-drop, the 3/6, the Behemoth. But you might not go as far as to play Doomsayers and Druid of the Claws if you're playing against a mix of everything. You kind of just have to hope to get lucky when you queue into Pirate Warrior at the higher ranks.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
But yeah, it's all a guessing game, basically. If you find yourself just only playing against Pirates, just go ahead and add the Doomsayers and just punish them.
Alright, cool. Our next topic today is going to be the fact that, Hunter has been a bit underwhelming. I know, Blizzard tried to give them some new tools, and mainly with, like, hand buffing and, Rat Pack, as well as the Dispatch Kodo.
Mm-hmm.
But Hunter's been really, really underwhelming on ladder. I haven't seen much Hunter. I don't think anybody at the higher ranks plays Hunter. Why do you think that is?
Well, against the popular decks, Hunter just seems really weak. I feel like it probably does beat Druid, but against the pirate decks, it honestly feels just too slow. Like, your 1-drops are not trading favorably with what the pirates are doing. Like, Patches is insane against all of Hunter's early game, and the weapons are obviously going to trade favorably against most of your minions, all that stuff. And they also don't really have access to good taunts right now. Houndmaster is really the only thing that you could conceivably play right now. And against Reno, like, sure, you have burst, but it still feels slow. Like, why not just play pirates at that point if you're going for like an aggressive deck? I know you can go for like a more mid-rangey hunter, but it just feels like you're gonna get punished by pirates.
Right.
Reno just is so powerful right now that you might just not get there anymore. Against Druid, the Jades might snowball before you even get your like big minions out, and there's a lot of Shaman too. Mid-range Shaman plays Hex. That's probably not the best for you. It's just not positioned well right now. Maybe somebody builds like a something that we're not thinking of. Maybe there's something that nobody's really thought of yet that somebody thinks of in the future that is good, but like I just can't really see it right now in the current metagame. It just feels really awkward to me.
Okay. So yeah, my thoughts on Hunter is the same. It's a bit too slow. It can't really compete with all the pirate decks. I mean, the thing is, Pirate Hunter could be a thing if Hunter had a 2-drop weapon. I think the fact that their first weapon comes on turn 3 is a bit too slow because it takes too long for them to buff their Buccaneer. I mean, if you look at the other pirate decks like Shaman and Warrior, they both have weapons on turn 1 and turn 2. So their Buccaneers get reliably buffed earlier on. Although, I guess one viable way to build Hunter, despite the fast meta, would be something like a Secret Hunter with Cloaked Huntress, maybe with like double Explosive Trap. Do you think that might work?
I was actually thinking about like doing something like double explosive bear trap or something along those lines, because bear trap is actually, it doesn't seem horribly positioned right now. It blocks weapons. Like, people probably won't play around it unless the deck becomes popular, stuff like that. But honestly, like, it's still, why not just play Shaman to counter the pirate decks? It just feels like everything else is doing a better job of what Hunter's trying to do.
Yep.
Like, it could work, but like, is it going to work better than what already is out there?
Yeah.
Probably not.
It's a decent idea. I think maybe we've given you an idea. Maybe it's something you want to try out tonight. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, I hope Hunter becomes positioned better soon. Thanks to everyone in the Hearthstone Academy Skype group who participated. And if you love Hearthstone, we'd love to have you join the conversation as well. Simply add Gaming with Skype on Skype, and you'll be added to the Hearthstone Academy Skype group. Get in there and participate, and your discussion topics may be selected for tomorrow's episode. And if you're interested in joining the best esports coaching platform in the world, where you can get coached by myself, Racy, and a number of other amazing senseis, make sure to sign up for GamerSensei. Oh, also, today we had Disguise Toast in the chats as well, and he was there answering a bunch of your questions and being really active, and a lot of people had a lot of fun today. So he will actually be popping in and out of the chats throughout the week. So if you have a question for Disguise Toast, definitely hit in there and hit him up. And thanks to everyone for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.